Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues. Today we are taking a look at, obviously, Batman. From the Batman Legacy, this is the modern age Batman. Take a look at the box right here. I don't think I've seen it on the box, but somebody had said this is Jim Lee's artwork, and being a fan of Jim Lee, I can very much tell this is Jim Lee. At least I'm assuming it's Jim Lee, just from, like I said, being a fan of his artwork, but I like that, so that tells me they hired Jim Lee to do all the artwork on these, at least in this wave of figures. Just trying to read down here when I bought the figure today to see if it did list him, but I do believe this is Jim Lee's artwork, as I had heard another reviewer comment. Other figures in the wave, as you can see, we have the Joker and Mr. Freeze. As many of us know by now that this is the Golden Age Joker, and this is the, I believe, Silver Age Joker, or as I like to refer to him as the Superpowers. I said Joker, Mr. Freeze. Reading one name and pointing at another figure. So, it's been stated by quite a bit. Now, also, here's the poster we get. It's been stated by quite a few people on here, and myself included, that this is some of the best packaging I have seen, basically, for any figure in quite some time. I just like how the bubble is bent and curved here. It really makes me not want to open any of these Legacy figures. I do have one that I'm not opening, and we'll talk about that in another review. So, as you can see, it says exclusive poster included inside. And you get a display stand. So this is not my first Batman Legacy figure that I have bought. I have bought the 2-packs if you've been watching some of my reviews, and I have the Golden Age Batman in this line as well. This is going to be a different review, or hopefully a special-ish, there's quotation fingers, type of review here. I won't spend too much time talking about the packaging. We've pretty much seen the packaging. We know who it is here. We'll get the figure out and do the review on that, and then something else that will follow this review. If you've seen my Clayface Batman review, I think you know what is about to happen to Batman here. So stay tuned, hold tight just a second, and we'll be back and we'll get Batman out of package, and we'll take a look at the modern age Batman and his accessories that come with. Stay tuned. And here is the modern age Batman out of package, as I forget what age he is. The modern age Batman is out of package. I've got the box right here. So kind of eager to get to the next step, what I'm going to do with this Batman. And I kind of forgot to read the box here. We'll read this real quick, as I normally always do. I'm sure most of us have already heard it, but we will get a quick read. Dark, gritty, powerful. After DC Comics reimagined the Batman for a modern age, the storylines that filled the era's comic books pages were dark, gritty, and edgy. The Dark Knight was driven by a tortured soul that manifested itself into a vindictive, violent streak. The Caped Crusader's redesigned suit, cape, and cowl, like the times themselves, were darker and almost gothic. And Gotham, Batman City, was rendered as a lawless place, a city where the police are corrupt and the criminals are feared and the citizens are at prey. It is a place where the Batman is not only wanted but sorely needed. So there we go, is the read up here from the package. And I do have to say, I do like the little extra detail. I've pointed it out before in a couple other reviews of the extra Batman logos from the different eras of Batman are here on this. You know, with the package being closed like this, if you were going to be a mint-on-card collector, you never would have really seen this. But I think that's just a little something extra. I hope this is the standard for which all boxes are made. I know that kind of sounds a little odd, praising a box, but if they're putting that much effort into a box, we can only hope that the figures will have that much detail as well. As you know, Batman has a stand. I think when the line first came out, there's a horn honking. Somebody's alarm is going off. We'll pause the video real quick to see if somebody shuts off their alarm. We'll be right back in a second. You know, as soon as I pause it, they shut it off. People didn't know what to make of these stands, why some were gold, some were silver, some were gray. This is a modern age, although it's kind of silver. I don't think he's a Silver Age Batman. Something I noticed, that this particular Batman not that I noticed, that I know for sure, is I am trying to find an areas. This is the exact same figure. This is the DC Superheroes Batman, and this is the exact same Batman. I know some people had thought this was kind of an amalgamation or different types of Batmans put together. From looking at him, looking at the gloves, the lines on the gloves, the boots, the treads under the bottom of the feet, he is the exact same Batman. The blue-gray Batman that we had got from the variant for this Batman. So, exact same Batman with, obviously, the Sinestro core Batman head on it. Other than the bat belt, this particular Batman, as you can see, hopefully in here, the DC Superheroes Batman did not have peg holes on his shoes. But since they gave us a stand here, they drilled peg holes into his feet. Like I said, same exact Batman. This is the black and gray variant. So we'll move this Batman out of the way for a moment. We know all the articulation. Real quick, he does come with the comic book poster, which many of us have seen, as I'm losing a book here off camera. And this is from Batman Comics 655, which, if you don't know, is the Grant Morrison Batman and Son comic book series, where Damian is really fully introduced into Batman's world. I'm trying to, there's the comic book poster that we got right there. So this is where Damian really makes his big debut. So there you go, there's that. Now, if you've seen we know all the articulation. The main part of this video has to do with his head. We'll get close and personal with his face here. I would constantly look at this figure and in the store shelves. When I first saw the first initial photos of Batman, they were really tiny. It was kind of hard to make out. I thought, all right, they're finally making the black-gray variant of the DC Superheroes line that this Batman comes from. And I thought, great, I'll be able to finally pick that up. And the picture, I thought, well, his face looks a little blurry. Oh, it must be the picture. So once they finally got a better picture on it, I realized that it was the Sinestro core face. I was like, seriously? I can't believe they put this ugly face. There's Batman punches the camera. Ugly face on Batman. Some people, I like it, I guess, but most of the reviews that I've seen people do always comment on the face by saying, you know, he looks good from right here. What I wish they would have done was given us this Batman with this head in the normal gray variant. Since he was really hard to come by, his belt is a little bit brighter in here. I'm not sure if his buckle was as bright as silver as this, but they could have re-released this figure, like I said, from the DC Superheroes line Batman, and brought him out, and most of us, including myself, had to end up passing on it. I think I only saw the gray version one time. This is my Batman and Batgirl Batman here, so the shading on his face is a little bit different. But so I was a little disappointed in the face of this. So I would look at it on the shelf at the toy store. Actually, I picked this one up at Meijer this morning. And I would just look at it and go, I thought about getting it, no. And mainly it was just because of the face. If it was any other head sculpt on this Batman, I would have bought it, being the original head sculpt or the DC Classic, Universe Classic All-Star Batman. I thought, now that would have been a great head to put on there. But they try to, Mattel and DC try to get a little bit more out of us, and thought, well, hey, we have this Sinestro Batman head, let's throw that one on there. So I was a little disappointed that they had done that. So I kept thinking, well, I'm not going to buy the figure. But if you've seen my last review, I had gotten Clayface and the Batman that came with that Clayface, which is this Batman here. And I already have 3 Batman the way it is. And I thought, well, now I've got a fourth Batman. Unless I was going to pose him with Clayface, I really didn't think I would be using him very much at all. It's probably going to go in my toy box, if you will, and only bring him out if I was going to do some kind of scene on my shelf where he's fighting Clayface. I figured I already have the All-Star Batman that's exactly the same, just obviously missing the clay features. So I thought, I'm really not going to use this Batman that much. I only got him basically because of the Clayface, which I really wanted. So I was watching a review the other day from Trevor Harris 881. If you're out there watching, I think I will send this link to you. He was talking about the best Batman to get and everything. And he said he had a Public Enemy Batman Superman Batman that he didn't like the head on it, so he swapped out this head on a Batman All-Star. And that got the little light turning on upstairs, and I thought I could do that with this Batman. It wouldn't be exactly like this, so this would be my first custom, which made me think, if he's just going to go in a box and I'm not going to pull him out very often, why should this head go to perfectly go to waste sitting in a box when this head can come off? Now looking at it, I think this one is a little bit glossier than this one. This is more of a flat black, so we'll see what that looks like. So this is going to be the first custom that I'm going to do, which I wish Mattel just would have done that with this Batman. Taken this Batman's head and put it on here, that would have kind of smoothed the whole line out together, that you could have had this Batman with the DCUC figures. Not that this one isn't bad at all. I like this Batman very much, and I like this one as equally, so I'll be able to interchange the two from there. So I'm going to do a quick head swap. I'm going to pause the camera and take the heads off, but I'm actually going to film the taking the heads off these two. I've seen it done online by somebody, and I could tell that it's kind of hard, so I may have to do this off camera. If that's the case, I may just stop it. If I had never got a Collect and Connect figure, there's the horn again. Can you hear that? We'll pause the camera really quick. Neighbors, I tell you sometimes. There we go. Lost my whole train of thought with the car horn going off again. So there you go. We are going to pause real quick, which I guess I should have done right there. But we'll do the head swap and we'll see how they look. Hold on a second. We'll be right back. As you can see here, I have the heads off. Freaked out just for a second. I'm glad I didn't catch it on film. But this piece right here, the heads are different from the two. I was kind of wondering that. This, I don't know if you can see here, kind of moves around pretty good. If I can get him to stand back up, headless Batman. This piece does not. It's this whole gray piece actually just came out with Batman's head attached to it. And I thought, great, I just broke the figure. After I got the peg out and put the piece back in, if I drop the heads here, if you can see this or not, the holes, get a good light, are two different sizes. So now this one's been bored out a little bit. I am not sure if this hole is going to be able to fit in that or not. I think this one will go on here just fine. It's going to be a bigger ball. So we'll repause the camera again and we'll see if I can get these on. Or this custom may stop right here unless I feel like I want to bore that head out somehow. So we'll be back in a second. Hold tight. Alright, we're here. We're back finally after car horn honking and stopping the camera a couple different times. So hopefully you guys have stayed tuned for that. I have both Batmen here, and we have a good head swap finally. The one thing I thought would happen, which I'm glad it happened this way, is that the hole for the hole in Batman's head on this one is bigger than what this one is. So as a result, this head is very, very loose. As you can tell here just by, if I can shake it, So yeah, this head is very loose, but I'm okay with that. Let me get the camera to focus here. You gonna focus? You gonna cooperate? Yeah, there you go. As this head is nice and stiff, get my fingers out of the way. The head doesn't wobble. I had to warm up a little knife to just kind of widen it just a little bit to get the ball to sink down over top of it. So there is my first custom, and I got to tell you, I was really scared at first when I pulled the Sinestro, or the modern age Batman, I guess I should refer to him now since that's technically what he is now, that the peg was still attached. It came completely out of the neck, and I thought, great. I just pulled the housing for the neck out. After seeing how the bodies and torsos were constructed, I can see, okay, it was a separate piece that's just kind of holding in here into the cape. So, and I do like him with the grinning face, although, like I said, his head is, I probably could spin it around very good here. But I think he does work well with Clayface. So I did bring up Clayface and get him in some kind of pose. You know, I think you can see that, hey, you know, he's covered in clay and looks like he's ready to, you know, fight. But the thing that I'm most, as we have a black screen here, the thing that I'm most happy about now is having this Batman with a normal looking head. Let's raise the camera up here just a little bit more. I think it looks very good. There's his counterpart. To tell the faces are, you know, obviously different, but I think he works very well with this body, this head. I wish this is what they had done with that body and head sculpt. And I am planning on putting my Tim Drake Robin right next to him, as they both have the pouches. I think that works very well. And I had him on my shelf with this Batman with that pouch. I like this this Batman a lot, but I thought his face just didn't work really well with Tim Drake here. But you put this one up next to it, and I think that works very well. And since that was from the Batman and Son poster, you could put the DC Direct Damian Robin right next to this Batman, and they look equally as good. So this has been my odd review. First a review where I wasn't kind of sure how this was all going to turn out. I'm very happy with the outcome here. So today we're looking at the DC Universe Batman Legacy body with the DCUC Batman All-Star head. And then here's the modern age Batman here with a little head swap. Kind of shout out to Trevor Harris 881. I thought, well, if he could do a head swap, I'm going to do a head swap. I just didn't realize that the mechanics of these two figures were going to be completely different on how the ball joint is here. So it can be done. You could see it here. Like I said, doing a head swap from the DCUC to the DC Superheroes, one of the two heads is going to be very loose, and I lucked out that it was the All-Star Body Batman that's going to have the loose. Like I said, this one's pretty much going to stay in a box that I have, and I'll probably only pull him out if I want to do some type of Clayface battle scene, if you will. So here we are. My first custom, if you will. So thanks for watching, and as always, this is Rob for Rob Rogue signing off and saying we will see you guys next time.